This is Bobby Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive, and I'm here at the Cambridge House International Canadian Investor Conference 2014 in Vancouver. With me to my left is Jeff Desjardins and James Fraiser from Tickerscores.com. Guys, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much.
So you guys have been around for a little bit, and I wanted to start off this interview by asking you, firstly, what is Tickerscores.com? Jeff or James?
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, Tickerscores.com is a research site for investors. We came up with the idea based on the fact that we thought that the industry could be more transparent. It's sort of like a credit rating system for stocks. So right now we cover over 450 precious metal stocks, and the idea is that you can log on and have access to all of this information, and we compare all these stocks head to head by an empirical system. It's all done through a universal scoring system, so you're able to compare two things directly. It's done sorted by region and by stage, so you can compare, for example, two Nevada gold explorers together directly based on metrics. And at the end of the day, the algorithm, using over 20 metrics, compares these stocks in such a way that you can see which are the highest rated ones and potentially the best buying opportunities.
And I wouldn't say it's so much comparing stocks as it is to comparing companies. Wouldn't you say it's more like that?
Right. I mean, it's a very fundamental thing. So it's not really looking too much at things like momentum in terms of like the stocks, but it's breaking down companies and comparing them directly.
And how did you guys come up with this algorithm? You know, where did you come up with those 20 different metrics, and what are a few of them?
Sure.
James? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that one. Well, I've been analyzing mining stocks for the last 7-8 years out of university. I actually wrote a book on how to trade mining stocks, and I've got a finance background as well as spending time out on the field. So I've looked at companies for the last several years, and we came up with the metrics based on 4 different categories. So the first category we look at is their financial picture. Then we take a look at the management team, and then we take a look at the project and the performance and evaluation. So some of the key metrics we use, we group them into 3 categories. So you have your exploration companies, you have your development companies, those are the companies that have a 43-101 resource, and then you have your producers. So for the exploration companies right now, some of the key things we look at is their burn rate, how much cash they have, their G&A, which is very important, how much money is going into the ground, and how much is actually being spent on things like rent and management salaries and stuff like that. For the producers, it's a little bit different. We take a lot more look at the project. So we look at their all-in cash costs, how much it's costing them to take an ounce of the ground, stuff like insider ownership. Development, we look at important factors like their IRR, the low CapEx, that kind of thing. So those are some of the metrics we use, but there's about 20 different metrics for each category: exploration, development, and production.
Interesting. Because here's the thing, a lot of our audience, they're self-directed investors. So, you know, from what I'm hearing, this potentially is a good tool for them. You know, can you expand on why what you have is important for, let's say, that audience group?
Absolutely. We cover close to 450 different companies. There's a lot of companies out there these days, and the system sort of separates the wheat from the chaff. So investors can take a quick look at the higher rated companies and sort of do more due diligence from them. We feel it's really important for investors in the mining sector especially to be very selective at this time. There's a lot of companies out there who are probably
forecasting my next question.
who are probably going to go, especially for exploration guys, to their intrinsic value, which is 0.
One thing I'll add to that, if you go and if you're an average investor, a self-directed investor, and you go and you talk to someone at one of these shows, or if you phone someone up, the IR department, I mean, these guys are all good at making their company sound like an opportunity. And you don't really know whether it's kind of a flip of a coin thing where you think, well, maybe this could be good, maybe it couldn't be good. But the advantage of using ticker scores is you can talk to that company, and then immediately after you can pull them up in ticker scores, and you can see, okay, well, you know, these guys never mentioned to me that, oh, they don't have any cash, or they never mentioned that only 1% of their management team owns shares in their own company. You can pull up all the metrics and you can see how they rate against other countries that are in, or other companies that are in that jurisdiction, and you can really see where they're actually at.
And Jeff, what's your background? I got a little bit of James's here, so.
Yeah. My background is primarily in media and advertising and mining. So I'm an entrepreneur. I started a company called Visual Capitalist in 2011, and we started this with the obviously the help of our analysts in last year, about a year ago.
So just to clarify, you guys aren't stock pickers. You guys are taking your algorithm based on those 20 metrics and then judging the companies within the junior mining sector based on those.
Right. Think of it as a transparency aspect where you're able to see all of these companies using the same criteria that all of the big guys use. I mean, all of the guys like Brent Cook and Rick Rule, all the guys that are successful in the space, they're looking at the same things that we're looking at. And this is a way that you can actually really understand and break down these companies to see the important aspects of them. You can see their financial picture. You can see if the management team has skin in the game and if they're putting money in the ground. And really, it's not. We're not picking companies because we cover all of the companies independently. But you can really start to see the cream of the crop using our mechanism.
And one last question. What's the user experience like?
The user experience so far has been fantastic. All subscribers so far, they've loved the product, everything like that. So it's been great response so far.
I'm a big fan of user experience, so I wanted to make sure we had that in there. Another question, guys. So where do you guys get the information that you use to apply your algorithm towards these companies?
Absolutely. All the information that we get is publicly available from the companies. Some of it comes from news releases, other from companies' presentations. We look at their financial statements, their MD&A, stuff on Cedar.
SNNLive video interviews.
Exactly. So everything we get from the companies is public information.
Perfect. So again, I'm Bobby Kraft. I'm here live on SNNLive at the Cambridge House International Canadian Investor Conference 2014 in Vancouver. With me, Jeff Desjardins and James Fraiser from Tickerscores.com. Guys, thank you again for coming on to SNNLive.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.